my Trishies Fishies, welcome back to today's video. And wow, I really am the Trishy to your fishy today. That sounds really weird. I take accountability. I'm sorry. I feel sorry for that. But anyway, I am wearing a Trisha Paytas King Tut shirt, which we're all loving it. I mean, we're just keeping it on because King Tut. I love it. Do y'all know that video, the King Tut? If you do, you're my soulmate, bitch. So anyway, we have a Shane Dawson update today, and I think it's really funny. Can I say something, by the way? People always love to come for me, i.e. the Shane Dawson fans, whenever I do a Shane Dawson update video. Which is so funny because most drama channels at this point do the exact same thing I do. But y'all just have something against me and I love it. I hope I keep having you coming back. I really do believe that I should be taking the Shane Dawson fans' criticism. It's not really criticism, it really is more hate. And you know what? I live for it. But I'm just saying, I really feel like I should be taking it a bit more serious. But because I'm from Derry and we kind of live for that shit, like, that's how we treat our friends. The way, you know, the things that they say to me, you know, whenever they're like trying to like dox me and like take me down. That's like how we act towards our friends here. So in Derry, I mean, it's probably just made me so like used to it that I love it. Like, hey besties, like keep coming for me. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to preface the fact that I do these Shane Dawson updates like I do for every other YouTuber, but some Shane Dawson fans think, oh my god, all you make is Shane Dawson videos. I'm like, bitch, if you look, I've uploaded like 800 videos from summer until now, so you can keep up. You can do the math, bitch. Anyways, so let's do a Shane Dawson fan update. Who's the Shane Dawson fan? Me. I love Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson's my bestie. I was bad for that, sorry. I mean, I may as well give them what they want. Do y'all want to give me a script and I can say like how much I love Shane Dawson? I love Shane Dawson. Like, what I say after that? So anyway, as I've said in my videos, I fully believe that Shane Dawson is planning his YouTube comeback now. And a lot of people were very split, and in my comment section, I was reading through them whether they believe Shane Dawson should be allowed to come back or not. Do I believe that he should be allowed to come back to this platform? Honestly, YouTube allowed the content for the period and long period that they did, so they obviously seen nothing wrong with it. And Shane Dawson did help YouTube really prosper as a company, so should he be allowed to come back if it's under YouTube's rules? I believe that they should allow him back because even in the early days of YouTube, whether we want to admit it or not, Shane Dawson was one of the pioneers and was up until recently, and hey, arguably still is. So I think it would be wrong of YouTube to turn around and be like, you're not allowed on our platform, whenever they allowed it for so long. And it was only whenever the backlash, you know, happened so much over summer that they really caved and were like, no, you're not allowed anymore. So, I mean, my opinions always shift on this, but do I believe he should be allowed to come back? Yes, but I believe that it should be like an explanation, or again, we're just saying fuck the apology video at this stage, and we're just saying explanation or explaining why you're coming back now. You know what I mean? Something along those lines. And that's me like compromising with y'all. You know what I mean? That's me being in my nicest form, saying that should he come back and make videos? Personally, here's the thing. He should be allowed to come back because YouTube allowed it. So YouTube didn't have a problem with it until people started calling it out. Let's be real, the content was monetized. So in that retrospect, he's fine to come back. Morally, like looking back on this stuff that resurfaced for the first time this summer, will I be supporting him? No. Like, and that is like weird to say whenever you supported this YouTuber. And it's like with a lot of these YouTubers that we look at, less the beauty gurus because I never really fucked with them, but I'm just going to say like Shane Dawson and all these other ones, I really can't think of their names off the top of my head. So I mean, good for Shane that he's like still, you know, like relevant, that we think about him. But I will not be supporting him moving forward just because I seen some content this summer that I never saw before that really goes against my morals personally, so I don't want to support that moving forward. But hey, because I'm a drama channel and, you know, we talk about this shit, he's always going to come up. And you know what? Props to him for still coming up years after his fucking YouTube debut. So that is my opinion on that question. People asked me to address that in my last video, whether I believe he should come back or not. He is going to, let's be real, and if YouTube had no problem before, I believe that they shouldn't have a problem now. You know what I mean? Like, why are they only having a problem when people would, like, call them out for it? It's a bit weird. So, that's also the argument of why did they demonetize him whenever the content was monetized for so long. There's a lot of, like, unanswered questions, even from YouTube's point of view. And I know even myself put a lot of responsibility on Shane to answer every single question. And I think because he didn't answer most of the questions, like 90% of them, in his Taking Accountability video, bitch, not that taking accountability video. There's so many that happened this summer, right? Oh my god, can we talk about how many, we'll get to the video, but can we talk about how many fucking apology videos happened this summer? Jesus Christ. Jenna, we love you. Fuck, I could cry thinking about Jenna Marbles. I'm not going to. But I'm just saying, YouTube monetized it, so they didn't have a problem. They only had a problem when people called them out. So, YouTube weren't answering questions and Shane wasn't answering questions, so all of it kind of went to Shane. Because here's my analogy of it. If you go to a pop star's show, right, and the lighting is broken, the mic sounds shit, you're gonna blame the artist, right? Because it's their name. So it was kind of Shane's content was now being, demonetized by YouTube for the first time in 10 years of it being up. And because it was his channel, all of the questions were going to him rather than YouTube. So he did the content in the first place, and the content was fucking disgusting and literally ruthless. I think because we haven't seen it in a couple months now, it's kind of unfortunately desensitized a lot of people because there was so much exposure to I'm just thinking back those videos of Lisa and his cousin and, stuff that we were seeing for the first time. And it was whenever you think about that, you're shit, it was as bad as we thought it was. And so then again, there's just a lot of wishy-washy. So you can have your own opinions whether you want to support him moving forward. Will I? No, just because morally, I really don't want to stand beside that. But let's talk. He's back. He's never leaving in terms of people were oh my god, Shane Dawson's return. And I'm we've covered this on my channel. He's not leaving. He's literally coming back at the start of every month. And people are oh my god, Adam's the first person to call out that Shane's only been coming back the 1st or the 10th of each month. And everyone's he needs to pay his bills. I don't think it's that. I just think that he's a really incredible marketing team who are telling him to, do stuff at the start of the month. So then they can see, should we do a big launch at the end of the month and kind of see the public's perception of him. So again, he is following through with posting stuff on his story. And someone was hey, he's allowed to post stuff on his story. That's also true. So he posted the following things, and we're going to get into it. So here we go. It is a picture of him with a Trisha Paytas face mask on. First of all, this face mask looks... Trisha, I know you love putting merchandise of just your face on stuff, but you need to take into consideration that a face mask warps, which is why my face masks have a bear on it, which is okay whenever it warps. But look at your face now, Trisha. This is what your face will look like on the face mask. And look what it did to your boobs. You know what I mean? It crumples up the image if it's just a picture. But hey, Shane Dawson is supporting his friend Trisha, and Trisha loved this, and that's it. The face mask. Sorry, I can't get over the face mask. How are you supposed to wear this and her face doesn't cave in? You know what I mean? It's weird. So Shane Dawson said alongside it, he said, "First time leaving the house in a long time. Thanks for the face mask at Trisha Paytas." Now, again, this is just so funny to look at. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing at it as hard as I did. Anyway, Trisha Paytas responded to this, and she said, "Best friend I've ever had," and then the laughing emojis. Now, keep in mind that Trisha was really one of the only people, I think the only person in Shane's circle that was really defending him over summer, because JEFFREE fucking left. JEFFREE said, "Bye, I'm out of here." He left. He didn't support him. But then a month later, he came back in that Doing What's Right video and was "I would never leave my friend Shane Dawson." We're "But you did." So Trisha was one hell of a loyal friend, and she still is. So we have to give her credit for that, I guess. Even Blair White, who's Shane Dawson's friend, made that video against him as well. And then she said that she's no longer friends with Shane Dawson. So Trisha was really that one who kind of stayed. So I mean, that shows Trisha's loyalty, but then again, it's is Trisha Paytas the most reliable person? I say with a Trisha Paytas fucking shirt on. This isn't her official merch though, so my friend just got this to me. Okay, so then Shane posted more on his story. So here is the fucking Blood Money palette. You know the Jeffree Star one? It's so weird to me that a few days ago we talked as well that he put on his story. It was Jeffree Star, 1 year since the conspiracy palette. And, oh, by the way, people were to me, "Adam, he's only doing this because, people will be buying it around Christmas time, and so it gets more sales." And I was very smart. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So, you know what I mean? And also 1 year since it kind of gets more attraction to it and more sales. So I was why didn't I think about that? I was so focused on the fact that he's using his social media comebacks to focus it on Jeffree fucking Star. Surely your business team will be "Hey, let's not do that because he didn't do it for you." So he said, "Congrats at Jeffree Star on this beautiful piece of art." So another palette. Oh my god, should we expect a Shane Dawson x Jeffree Star 2 palette? We will be waiting to not buy it. I said what I said. Then, another picture. This is almost more than Jeffree Star did in promotion of this palette. Jeffree Star complained that it wasn't being shown to people on YouTube, and that was kind of the extent of his promotion of it. Shane Dawson's doing, these fucking, swatches, and, look at this. So, it's really weird to me, right, that no matter what your opinion is on what happened with Shane and Jeffree this summer, the fact that he's using his time on social media right now to just praise Jeffree Star and be up Jeffree Star's ass is a bit weird, and a bit, worrisome that, have you learned anything? I'm not saying you ditch people. I'm not saying saying you leave people, but even Trisha Paytas didn't do the most like this whenever Shane did. She did a couple videos, but like not every single post. It's a bit weird. So he said, and thank you for all the PR you've sent this year, knowing I probably wasn't going to post about it. Getting these packages the last few months always makes my day and lifts my spirit. Love you at Jeffree Star. But didn't you leave the beauty world and not care about makeup because you made your bag from pretending to care about makeup and then left? Now, come on now. Let's talk. Do you still like makeup? Are you coming back into the makeup world? Oh my god, imagine he does like a welcoming myself back into the circus. Remember that tweet against James Charles that he needed some humble pie? That's what started drama videos on my channel, by the way. I like wasn't planning on going down the drama channel route, and then he did that statement and I watched someone talk about it, and I tried to talk about it with my friends and they really didn't give a shit, so I turned on my camera and talked about it, and it birthed this. So, I mean, okay. So here we see the palette as well by JEFFREE. People were saying that it's a boring palette, but people have been saying that about all of his palettes recently, so I don't know how reliable that is coming from my audience. So, I mean, I still fuck with y'all, but like, I don't know if y'all are the most accurate. And then he put up another one and said, oh, and by the way, so we're getting more. Ooh. This is like a lot of JEFFREE promo, right? Fucking Orb, right? So here we see Orb, so I don't know, more conspiracy shit that he did. It would be so good, right, if he just focused on that conspiracy shit and never went into this makeup world. Can you imagine the different direction? I honestly don't think that his older content would have resurfaced because people liked Conspiracy Shane. I liked Conspiracy Shane because we had a notion of a different version of Shane, which is so weird, right? It's like almost like a different season or a different like show per person. So the conspiracy theories were really when the general public was loving Shane the most. He was on every trending page ever. He was getting news articles about him, and it really was a new peak in his career. I loved him, you loved him, we all loved these videos because they were so interesting, and we really believed that there was that almost new Shane, which is why whenever the content, it kind of fucked him over in the long run, because whenever this older content came up again, we were like, oh shit, this is really what he built his career off of. So that was kind of the shift with Shane, and so whenever he started doing these series with like Jeffree Star, making him seem like a good person, Jake Paul, he really started to lose public favor, and so I believe that he made his money with the conspiracy palette, but he would probably be smartest to go back to these conspiracy videos, right? I mean, it's not our place to say what content he should go back to. He said he wanted to make a horror film, which, judging by his short films, I mean, let's not have the highest hopes for that, but it's just, it's a bit weird that he's going down this approach with still all in Jeffree's favor, right? Because it really fucked him over in the long run. But, I mean, he can do what he wants. I'm sure he knows what he's doing, and I'm sure he has the best business marketing point of view in mind. So then he posted another one, and it is this Christmas tree, which actually is so cool. I have to give it to him. This Christmas tree is pretty cool. It's like the Mario down here, and then the Mario star. That's actually really cool. I have to give it to him. Oh, wait, look. And then the cow plant. I have to give it to him. That's actually pretty cool. So he said, okay, gonna decorate the other house and the other tree. Oh, the other tree, not the other house. I'm so sorry. Oh, these rich people. Hope you guys are having a good week. So another one. So the main thing in doing these where it's just like, oh, checking in, it kind of normalizes him being on social media again. So this is why I believe that he's not going to do like a boom coming back. It's just going to be so easy that people are like, oh, he was always posting on his story. Oh, that's the norm. You know what I mean? Anyways, sorry, last photo, I just had to show you the Mario star. Again, the Mario star is actually pretty cool. So again, more posts, and that was him on social media doing another update. And again, I fully believe people are going to ask me this question on what do you think he's going to do next, because it's always like I can talk about Shane for 20 minutes and the top comments are always, what do you think is going to happen next? I'm like, I just give you all 20 minutes. What I believe is going to happen next, he's going to regularly do these little updates, and then he's going to go, in my opinion, on Ryland's podcast. Does not make most sense, and he'll address things on Ryland's podcast. More money for Ryland on the podcast, more traction for the podcast, and then he'll probably just come back to YouTube, right? Sorry. Highly inappropriate of me to burp. But guys, let me know what your opinion is. What do you think about him doing these like regular uploads now and kind of just the normalize of him being back on social media? I think people, including myself, would be like, okay, unless side-eyeing it, if there was a proper taking accountability video, or just, as we say, explaining it, and like being like, why did you choose to be gone for so long? Has that benefited you? Are you a different person in your opinion now? Like, you've been gone for so long, like, are you going to show us like what you've changed, or different mentalities, or what you've been doing differently? I think that's a good start. But it's all whatever your opinion is, and let me know. Let's talk about it below. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in my next one, and bye, bitch. Bye. Coon Tut. I love this shirt. So messy. Bye.